presented by USAA Insurance. They make it easy to insure your stuff like rigs and gear, and they have your back. Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It is now time to get our first match of the day underway, and it's going to be a fun one. Atlanta FaZe taking on Paris Legion. Who knows where this series is going to go? We certainly don't, but here we go, friends. Atlanta FaZe, Paris Legion. We saw both these teams play on the first day of the New York Subliners home series. We'll see how they fare against each other today. Bound to be a fun one. Miles and Shotzzy will be taking you through this one. We are very excited, and yes, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are wearing the same clothes, but today we're wearing the very exclusive New York Subliners. This is the Clayster 99 overall shirt. I'm going to come up to the camera, so I'm going to get real close, but I just want you guys to see this one. It's a real good one. There's Clay. He's having a great time, and he's got his 99 overall right there. Big fan of this one. Yeah, Chance and I rocking this one, and again, ready to get you through a wonderful day. And also, friends, a very gentle reminder that tomorrow is indeed coming home. More on that a little bit later. But Chance, hello, my friend. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. If it's coming home, then, I mean, we've been here the entire time. Been waiting for it for such some time. But it'll be an interesting matchup today. I think FaZe versus Paris. You know, FaZe has a pretty good record against the European teams, but maybe Paris will be able to spice it up just a little bit.
Well, let's see if they can indeed do that. We'll find out a little bit later on today, but first and foremost, it is time to get these teams underway. I think hailing in first, it is indeed. It's our current reigning champions, the back-to-back, trying to make it back-to-back-to-back. It's Atlanta FaZe.
The game has turned on its head.
Run! Get onto the point! Cellium finds himself 2 more. Oh, baby! Absolutely slayed. What a magnificent comeback from Atlanta.
I mean, they've only played one series so far in the road to Major number 5, but it's been a good one at that. Can they keep it going? Today, aBeZy, Arcitys, Cellium, and Simp. Another day in the office for these busy bees. Chance, what more can we say about a squad like Atlanta FaZe that hasn't already been said? They truly are one of the finest squads in Call of Duty recent memory. The stats are there to back them up. The current form is outrageous. I mean, what is it, mate? There's not a lot you can do to stop them.
No, not at all. I don't even know what game mode you want to try to take them down, and they are literally #1 across the board. They have no weak spots in the slightest. Maybe you just hop in a game chat and try to get in Cellium's head, or like get him a little bit excited. Just try to knock him off in any way, shape, or form, but frankly, it can't be done. They're too clean across the board, and I think a 3-0 for the series would be one of the easier predictions, and certainly one that I'm happy to make.
Yeah, I think it may well be, but their opponents have certainly got something to say about it. A squad that's been going from strength to strength, a little bit of ups and downs. It has been a long and winding road for them here in Stage 5's road. We'll see if they can find some success. Ladies and gentlemen, put them together, the Paris Legion.
Wonderful start here from Paris Legion. Paris Legion just about pushed that player off the hard point.
Can they clutch up and go big?
Classic just being aggressive in the plane.
Oh! Shots takes him to Pound Town. What a play from Temp.
Here comes Aqua from the top rope.
Oh, Paris Legion, get it done. Paris Legion coming into this one off of a 3-0 loss, a tight one at that, but still, we'll see if they've got the resolve to bounce back today against one of the top dogs in the league. Scraps, Zaptius, Aqua, and Temp. 4 players who have been going through it, man. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Chance, I mean, this is a late roster change. They've had some limited success. We'll see if they can find some good stuff today, but it's going to be a tall order. There's no getting around it. Atlanta FaZe, a very formidable opponent. But for the Paris Legion, today's a chance to, get some sweet practice in and hopefully manage to turn some heads.
I mean, it really is just the fact that they've been handed the gauntlet right off the start of Stage 5, right? Paris had to play Chicago just 2 days ago. Now they get fed to FaZe, and I think when I'm thinking about the keys, I think their system might be just emblematic of the biggest problem that they've had, right? When Fire had to switch to the sub, his stats ended up tanking. He did not look well. any like SMG that has come into the squad just suffers. Even Zaptius, when he was playing for London, he looked kind of solid, right? 0.97 was making some decent plays on the map, but there's just been a drop off when he got integrated into the PaulEhx system. And I think that is like the priority for this team to try to figure out. How can you let your SMGs thrive? But I'd say just after that, map 1, gotta win it. You have to get a hot start against FaZe. If you start down 0-1, it is effectively just gonna be completely chalked up, but maybe some opportunities for PaulEhx, a couple new maps for FaZe sort of getting into the mix. Miami is gonna be one of them. I think Miami especially is where PaulEhx also are gonna need to get that win, because FaZe, they've gotten to the part of the year. They are the #1 seed. They've got that locked up, secured in their bag. And something Simp talked about in his interview the other day when he was talking to Lottie, he was like, hey, we're just working on trying to strengthen our map pool as much as possible, tie up those loose ends. And well, they're doing it. We got Miami for map 2. They have been banning this map for 2 months straight. They chose it here today to play against PaulEhx to try to get extra repetitions on it. And the exact same thing can be said for that checkmate hardpoint. And it's like, it's not that FaZe just let these open and let the other team pick it. They purposely pick some of their worst maps that they have, because again, this squad is thinking very long term. I mean, they have a negative record on Miami, Miles. If they start coming out and dominating teams on a map that they don't even like, I just can't even imagine how difficult it must be to prepare against this kind of team.
You can't have any weaknesses, that's simply it. Maps and Mo's there, friends. Garrison, Miami, Raid for our first 3. If we have to go the long route here, it will be a checkmate hardpoint and a Moscow S&D to finish things off. But we'll see if we can get there again. What we say in the Call of Duty League, it is never chalked, ever. Truly, wild things can happen. And we'll see if some special stuff can come out of today's game. Again, heavy favourites going into the series, Atlanta FaZe, PaulEhx the underdogs, but we will see just what happens in game. That Garrison hardpoint will be our first map, about to start things up as the players get ready and get rolling. And of course, PaulEhx Legion. For those of you wondering, they did a bit of a cameo in yesterday's game when, of course, HyDra had to literally run across the street, go into Scraps' apartment, dive on his setup, help out. So a lot of love for the PaulEhx crew. Again, a funny little community, a little gang we have here of the Call of Duty League. The pros, I mean, it's a brotherhood, right? It's a squad, it's a cult, if you will, Chance. And you know, I'm enjoying the Kool-Aid right now, I can't lie. But here we go, friends. First map underway. Let's get on with this one. Garrison hardpoint. Start the series off here at Atlanta FaZe, going up against PaulEhx Legion. And this should be a fun one. Let's get it, my friend. Let's get it.
And now, I want to know who the Jim Jones of the COD League would end up being. Who is leading the cult of the personality that we have in the league. But hey, you know, just to touch on them picking bans again, if FaZe is purposely picking their worst maps, this has to be the single best opportunity for any team throughout the entire year to actually take it, land it down. So yes, PaulEhx has been the weaker team. Yes, my own prediction is that FaZe is still going to come away with the W. But as far as the maps go, this is the best opportunity PaulEhx could possibly have to walk away with a victory.
And we will see, friends, as we get things going. Again, for PaulEhx, a victory here would be brilliant in their long road to that upcoming Major 5. But so far, so good. Arcitys Simp kills flowing their way. Aqua has that top green control. Again, essential towards looking that second P2. That's exactly where he is right now. If they can keep this spot all good, we'll be sweet. But so far, you can see that ruthless aggression from Atlanta FaZe, slowly but surely, methodically, taking over these power positions in the map. Still on board with Simp. And Aqua deal with him now. It takes care of Arcitys. Simp will land it. That's going to be 3 in a row for him. Temp's going to be the player up next. That's going to be 4. And Simp is starting the map off strong.
And that is just a brutal opening for PaulEhx right there. You don't get the P1 time, and they double stacked waiting for that top green pressure to come through, and well, Simp takes both of those players down. So as cautious on the rotation as PaulEhx was, well, they get no love on it. They're getting picked apart as well as Simp starts out 5-0 to the surprise of no one. Luckily, though, Scraps is able to shut him down, so no streaks early on, but all the time, still going the way of FaZe. Cellium lives inside the hard point. He's got a 5 spree of his own, lighting up the kill feed.
A delightful start from Atlanta FaZe. Again, just showing that their opening gambits are strong enough and they're working them all the way through here. Now into the second point we go. Shots in from Cellium. That's 6 in a row for him. It is a very dominant opener here from Atlanta FaZe, and you have to hand it to him so far. Oh, baby. That's going to be 7 now in a row for Cellium. That's streaks, and the rest of the squad's picking up kills as well. Oh, lordy. PaulEhx now spawning a little bit further back. Will they be able to make their way onto the point, or will they continue to run into the might of Cellium? Finally, Chance. Finally, we bring him down.
And this is just absurd of the start. 2 different players nearly getting streaked out straight off the rim.
Oh
Simple walking double kill. Give him the feed as well. Doesn't really make a difference what player it's going to be. They are destroying for the moment, and this is Paris's map pick. They walked into the Garrison with open arms, and FaZe happy to be here as well as aBeZy. The slowest game he's had to have had for the longest time. He's just waiting for the kills to come to him because Paris getting decimated around the map.
Unbelievable start so far. Still, Paris now battling towards this hard point number 3. We'll see if Atlanta can hold the line here, as again, the comms must be flowing. Let's find out. Time for a quick Astro Gaming listen-in with Atlanta FaZe.
Here, I guess. Hold right now.
I'm framing it.
Get time. I'm dark ready. I mean, I'm not dark. I mean, low.
I'm dark.
There's 2 tools. There's 2 tools. I got one. One shot. Aqua, one shot. Dead. Aqua dead.
I'm just laying.
Yo, I'll get new.
So I'm in a corner on Batman. I got judge.
Zaptius, one's on load.
Pick a rail shot.
One's going dark.
I'm not
Dark.
dark really. I'm really focused. Slow down, bro.
Yeah.
You can show.
Yeah, two in dark, I think.
I caution.
One's
They
inside.
can inside your mid. Alright, they can inside your mid.
One dark.
P1 weak, Zap.
I split this.
He's going rails. Top cat right now.
Yeah, okay.
I'm naming the hill.
You win dark.
Top green, I'm
gonna take a left route, guys.
Aqua dead.
Nice. Yo, zap that.
I
got one.
Nice, dude. Last one.
Johnny top green.
I agree, P1.
You went Cow outside. I'm dead.
I'm looking mid. Drive up.
You can jump top green. Oh, top green, Zaptius. I'm one shot. I can't help you.
He's in lights.
On team, Chris.
I got it. I did. Zaptius top green. They're gonna spawn out.
One shot top green.
I'm
They didn't spawn out. They did not spawn out.
Chris, drive up.
Lights, MC. Lights, Maddie.
Top
green, tap still.
Asim. He's still taking.
Highlight me.
Zap chat. Half health to the left.
Top corner weak as fuck.
What you can.
MC lights.
I'm trying.
Top green, I think.
Highlight.
Top green's
He's in
back
lights
now.
though.
Go top loading.
Play
for score.
One shot light.
One shot. I can't shot. Yeah.
Lights dead.
Nice.
Well, there's a listen-in with FaZe, who's certainly firing on all cylinders. Miles, the quote you said, I believe it was, it's never chalked. How are you feeling about that now?
It's feeling quite chalky, but it is still never chalked, mate. It is still not over yet. It is an incredibly dominant opening here again from Atlanta FaZe. And we touched upon Simp stats, 15-5 overall, Cellium 10-5. Streak still being had at this point in time, but Paris are not out of this one yet. We've still got a bit of control here. Aqua's having a slow one. But again, I say slow, it's not easy to compete with the pace that Atlanta is setting right now. They really are one step ahead in every single engagement. Paris still, though, chance of battling from the back. Focus 20 seconds left on this point. They still have to battle their way back into the hard point and over towards the next one. But Zaptius, he's trying to do just that.
And the craziest thing is I think there's like the one moment towards the start of the game on that rotation to P2 when Simp picks up that double kill and FaZe wins that rotation. Ever since that moment, Paris has been playing off the back foot. And playing off the back foot against FaZe is not a recipe for success. That pass still was the most success Paris has had, though, and they've transferred into an actual P1 hold. They get the setup they want. You get a little bit of presence top green, but I'd say for Røkkr, quite a bit of pressure is going to be on him right now as Scraps is trying to milk some time.
Still trying. Well, here we go. There is 40 seconds remaining in the hard point. Plenty of time to be had, and as you can see, Paris still battling to keep themselves in this one. They are pulling this back slowly but surely. Quick contest though, cut down. Zaptius having a nice game so far, chance. 11-13. Despite, I mean, the numbers, it's all relative. So far, it is an absolute stomping from FaZe early on, but Paris are not out of this yet. True resolve to fight their way out of that wonderful deficit that Atlanta FaZe have put them in. Let's see if they can keep it going. Cellium with a nice two-piece now as the approach towards the hard point is on. And could he get them all? Hell no. He still has those streaks to play with. They'll come into play a little bit later.
And just to talk about the idea of playing off the back foot, look how easy this rotation has been from FaZe, right? Cellium's picking up enough kills from inside of lights that Simp gets the guaranteed roto over towards that green area. He's been hanging out here for the longest time while his teammates just watching the flank form, but this has been a pressure-free game from Simp. And, well, it's just free and easy kills when you're on a head glitch like that. He does get taken down, and it looks like actually Aqua's teammates put just enough pressure on the point. But he is going to be the lone man inside the hill, and well, Cellium just waiting for his teammate. The teamwork perfect there from FaZe as they're just trying to run the score up with a 70-point lead currently.
Yeah, and honestly, this has been what was an incredible beginning now from Atlanta FaZe. Paris Legion, again, still slowly but surely getting themselves back into this one. 80 points separating them right now, but we still have that rotation underway. In the next 20 seconds, we will see it. The right-hand side of the minimap, that's where Paris Legion is set up. They should be able to get a solid chunk of time out of this one. We'll see how FaZe go for the break right off the rip. And here they go. Across the map they comb. Like rolling thunder. FaZe finding the kills slowly but surely, but the Parisian defense is proving solid so far, Chance. Still, Cellium looking to find himself those streaks again. He's on himself a 4 now, 18 and 8 overall. How far can the man go?
As far as he wants it in theory, but you talked about the Parisian defense. Ock was able to pick up 2, but the spawns don't get blocked. You see aBeZy and Simp spawn in the back, and there is 0 time wasted. aBeZy looking to hunt these players down. Maybe unfortunate timing trying to get the nade out, but hey, you don't even have to burn the streaks on this hill to make sure you flip those spawns. Right now, an 80-point lead for FaZe. 1 clean break. They're good to go, but Temp showing up in the feed. He's on a 4 spree. There is any hope of Paris getting back into this one, Temp, he's going to want these score streaks.
Yeah, 5 in a row right now. He's on a run, and it's starting to work out. Still, Paris Legion, this has got to be a good hold. Remaining 20 seconds in this point is going to go their way if they can keep this one up, but they've still got to get across mid-map. They still have to get towards the next hard point, the trash hard point. That's what it's called. It's not because it's trash. It's because it's near those big rubbish bins full of tank parts. They build them on Garrison here, but this should be a good one, Chance. Here we go. Paris now trying to leave the hard point, get themselves over towards next, and still Atlanta FaZe in control. Temp on a 7 spree. Streaks now in hand. 1 more will net him the cruise missile, and this could be something special.
And it's certainly nice that he's going to have these, and he's going to make the investment straight away. I don't know if that's going to be able to take down the player inside the hill, but at the very least, you get the information, and you cause this scatter, and he takes down Arcitys as well. He doesn't have the cruise quite yet, but hey, you got the Krig. Your top caution. You can just post up and wait for these kills to go your way, but maybe FaZe starting to feel the pressure of the comeback. He's burning the artillery on this hill as well. And by the way, in the feed, you saw Temp. He did get that cruise missile.
Yeah, he still, oh, that was it. It was 9 in a row just before being going down there. So, still alive and kicking. Paris not out of this yet. Still, FaZe, they are not off the hook. They've still got to find the win here. And here comes the cruise from Temp. From up high, it's going to land immediately. Will it find 1? They're going to try to curve this one through. And Chance, this is... Hey, this game ain't over. Temp's cleaned out top cat. Now an opportunity to press forward. No one on the hard point for now. Map control sitting in the hands of Paris Legion. This could turn. They just have to chain these hard points together. Not going to be an easy thing to do, but we'll see if they can get it done. Next hard point's up. FaZe with the split spawns. Here comes the pinch.
And this is a pinch. He just waited for more kills. This is another 4 in a row. He just came off spawn and went on another spree. Temp with a Herculean effort in this game trying to get the hard point. This is the hill where Paris has had the most success all game long. Unfortunately, though, aLLeY is able to pick up a big 2-piece. The hill gets opened up and FaZe right back in control. And now Paris only down by 40. The opportunity's still here, but they are stuck in the bad side of the map. They got a lot of ways that they're going to have to try to fight through this break as aBeZy. He's got the front line of the setup spots. Aqua does get dropped in Paris, starting to make some moves.
Here comes the push. So Arcitys once again from the inside of bricks now, trying to keep the defensive line solid. You can see that scoreline, 231 right now for Atlanta FaZe, looking to climb a little higher as we go to our 3rd set here. The hard point will be in the hands of FaZe right off the rip, but again, Paris Legion fighting tooth and nail to stay alive in this one, and they have done an incredible job to pull this one back. Not even the might of FaZe right now can slow down their hearts. And there we go. The kill feed, though, will say a different story, as that may well be it. Chance, the spawns are a little further out. It could be on Scraps. He's the man on the other side of the map. He could have a play here. Straight on the point he goes. Manages to stop the clock with 10 seconds for the win now for Atlanta FaZe. aBeZy will cut him down, but has this given Paris the opportunity to get on the point? Here we go. It is not over just yet, friends.
Not over at all. FaZe right now, while they're thinking about the rotation, they're thinking about the break, they're thinking about everything. Arcitys is able to find 1 kill, challenges for the 2nd, and drops him in. The play is perfect. Might be enough for FaZe to get the job done, as now you gotta funnel through lights, and just like that, Arcitys from the top rope, taking down 2, and making sure that they can secure the map 1 victory. FaZe take care of business, get that 250-204 win.
I am surprised and very impressed at the same time. The fact that the final score was 204. Paris Legion pulling that one back wonderfully, but FaZe has to be said. You can go back and look at the opening break they had. The sprees that Simp and Cellium went on there. That was one of the most dominant openings we've seen on a Garrison hardpoint all year long. And Atlanta FaZe certainly putting this practice to good effect. A 1-0 lead here in the series so far, but they are certainly... We're trying to broaden that map pool, trying to flex a little bit, show us some new stuff and new looks around for FaZe, and whew, still as dangerous as ever. Our first map's now in the bag.
And this is why, by the way, I brought up like the system that PaulEhx Legion have, because they have great players on the team. They have a ton of pop-off potential. Because Temp had a couple lives where he went on what, a 9 spree, dies, respawns, goes on like a 4 or 5. He completely turned his game around and almost brought PaulEhx back into it. But one of the biggest issues they had was literally straight off the rip. It was that first rotation towards the second hill where they even played cautious fort, where Temp and Aqua rotated so early, and then Simp just world stars them, and it doesn't make a difference. And FaZe goes on a crazy run. That is just a game where, you know, if a small thing here or there goes a different way for PaulEhx, maybe they could have pulled it off, but unfortunately, FaZe is too clean.
FaZe, too fresh, too clean. We'll find out if they can keep the run going now in Search and Destroy. Coming up after this very, very quick commercial break, we continue this series between Atlanta FaZe and PaulEhx Legion. Don't go anywhere, friends. We'll be right back.
Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armor your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames and messieurs, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. Map number 2 is just around the corner. We're going to Miami. Again, not a strong pick for Atlanta FaZe, but we'll see how they go. We'll see if their vision is as clear as mine right now. I've got my Seany blocks on the official eyewear of the Call of Duty League, and tell you what, friends, we do this every time, but we spend a lot of time in front of screens and bright lights, and right now, these eyeballs are as happy as they've ever been. Thank you very much to the good people at Seany, and check out below the official eyewear of the Call of Duty League. How, though, Chance? How will we fare going into Miami now? Will we have as clear a vision as I do going forward? Because Atlanta FaZe, not their map pick, what they really want. They banned it for the last 2 months, and now they're going to be, you know, getting their head to the grindstone, getting the hard work done in the build up to the Major 5 and of course playoffs. What do we think, mate? Is this a good look for them?
I mean, I think when you're looking at a team that has more wins than the bottom 4 combined, like any map is pretty much going to be a good look for them. And I think worst case scenario, even if it turns out Miami, they just don't, like, if they can't find the rhythm on, if it's not a strong one for them, well, at least they're trying it out and getting that answer. That's worst case scenario. Best case, you come out, start dominating on Miami, you get all those strats from Tupac, and then you're like, oh, it is now impossible to do your pick and bans against this team. They are #1 in hardpoint, search and destroy, and control across the board. They have dominated the league throughout the entire year, but I don't know. I mean, maybe an opportunity for PaulEhx. If you catch them on and off map, try to run the show on Miami and make the series a little bit spicy. But even in my mind, like, if you get that win, then you got to go into a control where it seems almost impossible at times to beat FaZe. That is why in my mind that first map was so important. But hey, maybe PaulEhx got the guns a little bit hot. Temp was shooting as straight as you could possibly expect the birthday boy to do. Carry that over to South Beach. Take your talents there and try to run the show.
Indeed. Again, happy birthday to Temp. And deserved performance in that first map. Great stuff out of him. Obviously woke up today feeling fine. The aim is on, but can they keep it going into the search and destroy? PaulEhx Legion now going against Atlanta FaZe. Map number 2. We're going to Miami. South Beach it is. And you can't see it, but
disgusting.
Arcitys just took a scorpion shot. There it is. Get that out there, man. Whoa! Family show. Here we go. Over to the Paris Legion side of the board. Thank goodness. I know what he was about to do there, but I don't need a no. Here we go. 2-2 split chance. 2 over towards A on the defense. 2 towards B and FaZe. They're checking into the hotel. Maybe a quick dip in the pool before they get there.
And even if you just want to think about some of the head-to-head matchups, the only team that really FaZe hasn't banned Miami against is Chicago OpTic, because OpTic, that's their permanent ban pretty much every single time. So this is one of those things, if they add this to their repertoire, they just become so much more dangerous for quite a few teams. But as it's developing, Aqua playing a cheeky spot in aBeZy. He's got those spidey senses tingling.
Thumbs tingling. You see aBeZy slowly but surely making his way forward. Oh, here he goes. The master at work. That first blood certainly going his way. An open field now towards the A-bomb site. He's going to be able to get the plant down. And he has Cellium over by the catamaran, by the boat, covering him now. Here comes the push, though. And Temp. Ooh, the shot was on. Arcitys manages to come through from top balcony position. With that, you've got a decent amount of coverage still over towards that bomb site. Here come Paris Legion, though, flying through mid-map chance, trying to retake that bomb site.
And this is about as impossible of any retake is ever going to get, right? The middle of the map. Simp's going to be hanging out there. You got to deal with Catamaran, and well, middle of the map is the first place to strike. And Simp, is it an AR, is it a sniper, or is it the 74U in his hands? It really does not make any bit of difference. As clean as shots really get. I'm not even kidding. We even had like the grand finals against Dallas. We've seen him, I think it always happens on raid control for whatever reason. He just maps people with his gun. Like genuinely shoots it straighter than anybody else.
It looks like it's pretty damn straight. It's solid. Nice opening round there from Atlanta FaZe, but slow to the push though. But again, you see how easy it is for FaZe to make those opportunities happen when you've got aBeZy playing the way he does. That opening first blood put to good work. And now we see Paris on offense. It looks like a heavy stack towards B, but that's where the defense is as well. So Arcitys found one in the first round. What can he find in the second? Shots are going to be in. Zaptius is going to make his way forward, but the rest of the defenders are still here. Lone Cellium over by A chance. We'll see what Paris does here. Will they stick this fight out? Will they commit? They've got a minute on the clock to work with, and I think they're going for it. But aBeZy, once again, another first blood.
Well, and this is the X cross that's going to make Crim so happy as you just get picked apart. A perfect round coming in from Atlanta FaZe, a perfectly timed first blood, and again, the X cross of Crimsix's dreams. Simp and Arcitys is there for the work, and well, Simp doesn't even need the help. As easy as a round as you're going to see. And a nice little counter strat too, man. They had pretty much everybody stacked up over towards the B site, so Atlanta FaZe maybe doing their homework just a little bit better than some of the other teams, because even the way the first blood happened when Paris was on defense in that first round, Aqua's playing that like aggressive spot past the A bomb, and when he gets blooded, there is zero help from his teammates, and that's like worst case scenario to get blooded when you are on defense on Miami. So Paris a bit more mistake prone than FaZe tends to be, but as it stands, aBeZy not on the bottom side of the map. That's going to be Simp roaming around. Maybe he'll be the first to strike for a first blood as the AR battle ensues.
Well, a long-range AR battle at this point in time. No one's really going to get the kill, but the covering fire is going to allow aBeZy to quite literally do exactly what he did in the first round. He's flown forward. He's killed a player on the steps. It was Aqua once again. Simp's over by the bottom side of Piano, and he struck a chord. Here comes the play, though. Scraps, though, does manage to hit the backside, will get the kill. Makes this that bit more interesting. 3v2 now. Atlanta FaZe with the bomb down, still with the man advantage right now, but Scraps trying to make his way through mid, and Temp very sneaky indeed. The birthday boy lands another one, levels it up, 2v2, 30 seconds to play with now. Captain Cellium over by the catamaran, Arcitys watching mid-map, and it's a clean and easy kill for him. Can Temp do the unthinkable? In a 1v2, in the middle of nowhere, the captain will get the shots done, and it is 3-0 to Atlanta FaZe on Miami.
And I don't know what the learning curve is for this, right? It was the exact same situation in the first round. Aqua is playing up aggressive past the A-bomb. It is a great spot to be in, but at the same time, if you get Cellium just to back you down, get you a little bit weak, that is the moment where aBeZy is getting the call, go. You know where he is. It's a free first blood. Someone just either A, needs to help Aqua out, or B, just play a different spot. Back up and play visitors. It's a fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me, whatever the George W. Bush quote is, but like, you can't let it happen twice, is the main point.
Now watch this drive. And Simp, first blood. I think that's what happened next, unbelievable. First blood for Simp though, again. Atlanta FaZe now, what, 4 for 4? Cellium's got a couple of attackers making his way now, though. It's going to be Zaptius and co pushing forward. Will they be able to catch him out? That's the question. Oh, no, no! They will not be able to catch him out as the deadliest catch, Cellium himself, gets the job done. That's 2 easy ones. And now Scraps in a 1v4. This is nearly impossible, and there you go. Sweet child of mine. It is 4-0. Atlanta FaZe looking strong in Miami.
The only thing more dangerous than crab fishing in the Alaskan waters is playing against FaZe on Miami S&D, of all things. 4 rounds in a row, 4 for 4 for first bloods, I do believe. And, well, if I'm thinking of anything right now, Aqua, either play a different spot, get some different help, or if Simp is the lone man playing over towards the B site, who is it? Scraps and Zaptius, I believe, playing over Tots Purple. They just need to try to run him over and try to get driveway control before they lose the pressure on A. Like, either pressure out and don't let them plant the bomb from either direction. I don't care how it happens, but there needs to be some sort of adjustment. As well, Aqua's trying to make it. He's crossed over to the boat, but FaZe, I mean, the information's perfect. The stuns and nades are out. They know exactly what the game plan is. They got to take care of Aqua.
Very worthy attempt, though, by Aqua. Now he's been spotted. Here comes the next question, though. Can he take care of both these players? I mean, they're going to back on up. Cell's going to still hold this line. Because, again, the power position is that boat. When looking over towards that A-bomb site, it is incredibly important. Here comes a sneaky Zaptius, though. Gets himself on the board. A first blood now going the way of Paris Legion. And Cellium, incredibly patient still, Chance, way towards the back there. And, again, another reminder, friends, that tomorrow it is indeed coming home. Until then, we'll see if this advantage now for Paris Legion can continue.
And Cellium finds it eventually. I was just waiting for it to come through. Well, Simp found the opening of the map. This is a 2 versus 4. Bears made the adjustments, got the first blood. Zaptius making big kills, but he's going to have to find a couple more. He gets given a gift, though, towards the middle of the map. And just like that, Cellium, last one alive, 10 seconds left. Sees him through the car. Don't shout! Just hide! Do anything other than that! I mean, happy birthday, but, like, come on.
He's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Cellium. No situation is impossible. Oh, my word. This is an absolute clinic. It's a clinic, Chance.
That situation is impossible. He cannot run that far in 10 seconds. You just have to lay down and not try. Zap doesn't even have to peek through the car window. Put the controller down, lay down, do anything different. This is just... I'm not frustrated. I'm not frustrated at all.
I can feel it, Chance. I can feel the frustration. But I mean, imagine what the Paris players are feeling right now. But this is it. This is staring down the barrel of the 6-0. And aBeZy, eyes are on. The tiny terrorists light the feed right up. Simp finds another one. And just like that, Temp, the last player left alive. And it is a true collapse as Paris Legion have been gutted here on Miami. The last player, Temp, from atop the hotel balcony. His last stand here on the map. A 1v3 to keep his team in it. And there is simply no way. There's no way Atlanta FaZe let this one slip. Arcitys can be the bait here. He can be the one flying out. He will be the first to drop in this situation. And now Temp, what can he do? The damage is dealt. It's Cellium and Simp, 2 of the most standout players in the world right now. And with good reason, Atlanta FaZe, another absolute clinic and an incredible, incredible display there on Miami.
I mean, here I was thinking Miami, really big map, takes a long time, the rounds are a little bit slow. That is one of the faster search maps of the year, and they just did it on the slowest map of them all. They pretty much banned this map for 2 months straight, and clearly it's not because they were bad at it. Just a ridiculous dominant performance, and yeah, there's nothing other to do than just to laugh at it, aBeZy. Just, oh my God, what a frustrating performance. Or just dominant, however you want to look at it. But FaZe, as happy as they could be, just chuckling at this 6-0 victory. And on the flip side, I mean, any vibes they had have completely been slaughtered. They nearly fought back in the game number 1. I mean, Paris certainly, fought their heart out, Temp especially in the garrison, but that was just a slobber knocker. As that is just a ridiculous stat line across the board. Perfect game from Cellium. Even get the 1v2 clutch with 12 seconds left on the clock. FaZe can do no wrong.
They really couldn't. They're on Miami, certainly making it look like their home. Incredible, incredible performance from the Chance. That was, at times, absolutely perfect. Again, from Cellium, statistically flawless. Can't get that one wrong. 7-0 for him there. Quite literally the opposite of everyone's favourite British spy. But Chance, wow, okay. It's never chalked and it still isn't. We'll see how we go. We've still got one more map to play, but our US Army tactical play, we're going to give this to Cellium in round 5. Again, Chance, an impossible situation for most, but for Cellium, easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
I mean, and look at this, right? The way this is going to develop. By the way, nice job on the first bloods. They get the picks, but then it's just a 2v4. Cellium, I mean, this was the battle that went the entire round of they knew Aqua went on the boat. Cellium eventually just makes the play. And even for Simp, like finding the timing, I don't know how the hell he's able to get that flank like all the way through the map, but even in this 2 versus 2, because it is Miami, there is basically 0 time on the clock. Simp just has to make like a mad dash to try to go pick up the bomb. This is one of the easiest rounds you could ever clutch if you're the PaulEhx Legion. And then Cellium just does his thing. Finds a kill through the wall, or through the car, excuse me, and then Temp, I mean, just gets caught off guard. Cellium too quick with it, too perfect. And while the 6-0 victory, Cellium led the way.
Incredibly difficult player to deal with, and there we go. Another unclutchable situation, seemingly made clutchable by the brilliant Atlanta FaZe. Still though, we are not over yet, friends. When we come back, we're playing Control on Raid. Time to make the comeback, PaulEhx Legion. Let's find out if they can do it after the break.
Seany, the official eyewear for the CDL. Armour your eyes with Seany Blocks blue light protection glasses by visiting seany.com/gaming. Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here in the Call of Duty League. We are continuing the onslaught. Atlanta FaZe are committing upon PaulEhx Legion, but the series is not over just yet. We still have a raid control coming up for map number 3. And if Atlanta FaZe, if the smiles across those little terrors' faces tell you anything, they're feeling fantastic going into control chance. Holy
Oh, yeah, that is a stat line for sure. I mean, again, I've said it twice already just in this series, right? FaZe is the best in every single game mode across the board. But in hardpoint, there's like 1 or 2 teams that are like right there with them, just a little bit behind. In Search and Troy, like Toronto, their percentage is like almost neck and neck with FaZe. In Control, it's not really close. I mean, just far and away dominant. It is like as clear cut could be. Simp, far and away the best control player in the game. And I mean, they're just laughing and having fun. I can only imagine, like, if you were to do a listening with them in those moments, especially towards the tail end of Miami, probably would be some incredibly disrespectful things being said. So, like, it's just good news we don't have to listen to them. I suppose, yeah, you go into Control, they're sick, dude. It's raid. They're 14-2 on the mat. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be 3-0. What do you want to talk about, Miles?
I mean, more than anything right now for me, it's a measure of the resolve of the players on PaulEhx Legion right now. They know they're in a very, very bad situation. They know they are down, quite frankly, as far as they could be at this point in time, going into an incredibly, incredibly favoured map for Atlanta FaZe. But let's see how well they play this one. Let's see how well they can dig deep and try to force this all the way. See if they can take a map. That would be something special today for PaulEhx Legion, because Atlanta FaZe right now, it has to be said, Chance, their form truly does look impeccable. A dangerous, dangerous team on a worst of days. And right now, they're looking at very, very good days indeed. Here we go though, mate. Raid Control. It's a 3-man hit through mid for PaulEhx.
And you're just going to need someone to completely go off from the side of PaulEhx. And maybe Temp is the best option forward. But hey, take it to him. Be aggressive right off the start. Shake off that Miami. And get the show on the road with the control as quickly as you possibly can. Fortunately for Zap, he ends up getting taken down. But maybe the full flank coming through will be the opportunity. But Scraps, basically his entire team just died. Now he's trying to chase all these kills. He's able to find one, but the stack is in on the point. Scraps gets dealt with. And well, for FaZe, this is as clean as it could possibly be. This is the start that they were probably expecting to have.
Yeah, once again, the opening breaks for FaZe. Incredible. Simp, gun skill IQ, takes the first kill, tags up the second, and dips out and stays alive. Arcitys sitting at 1-0. Cellium yet to really get involved. He does have the objective work done, though, on the other side of the map. And aBeZy now trying to make his way in through the rear, and he's doing just that. Number 8 on the minimap finds those kills. Arcitys through the front lines. It's another 3 down. An opportunity now for FaZe to push forward, get themselves right on that point, as again, the guns are still blazing hot after that 6-0 on Miami. Here comes the play. Simp's going to be the one on the inside of Tiki. Arcitys backing him up on the left-hand side here. And that long-range gunfight, it's a great spot to be in. But Zaptius, I like it, mate. Trying to fight back from inside money window. This is a good spot to be in. No one there of FaZe yet to get on the B-zone chance. The clock will still tick in favor of PaulEhx for now.
Oh, there's a couple nice kills. Now you can actually maybe push up and get some map control. Flank is developing, but Aqua's gonna make the read. Nice intel right there. That's going to be a clean 4 down. You can push up, try to get bedroom control, and Zaptius going to take it. Fighting tooth and nail, and Zap gets the information. Him and Scraps know the entire team is coming. The kills go their way for the moment, and Scraps picks up 2. It's going to be 5 in a row from him. As, well, you're thinking about some score streaks. Maybe that would be the way to take FaZe down. But where he gets stopped, you still get the map control. A minute on the clock for FaZe to work with. Can PaulEhx survive?
Who's that? PaulEhx doing a wonderful job there. A brilliant resurgence. However, Cellium atop the bedroom. Got his slippers on. Very comfortable indeed. Will Temp break an entry through the top window. Nice kill indeed. There we go. Top bed control. Great spot to be in. Here comes the push though from aBeZy. Trades are on point as immaculate teamwork and communication once again from FaZe. As now they charge forward through the money window. We go! Simp lands 2 of them and he breaks his way through front kitchen. Still though, a presence being felt here and it's Scraps once again on defense. He lands 2 and back-to-back kills we go. Cellium, the last player up now for FaZe, making his way forward. There is 25 seconds remaining on the clock here in the first round. Can PaulEhx hold the line? Can they take the round from FaZe? We'll find out in what? 15 seconds, Shots.
Well, that's going to be 2 right there for FaZe. They're trying to open things up because PaulEhx has not done a great job of trying to slow this pace down towards the end. And, well, 2 bodies in the hill. Aqua gets hunted down. And, well, the trades for FaZe are in. Simp buys Lonesome on the point. And it is a 4v4 with 12 seconds left. Make it just 3 now for PaulEhx. The progression isn't too quick, but PaulEhx, they have to be perfect on this retake.
Here we go, PaulEhx, though, trying to make the play. Simp still getting the capture. Clock has been stopped, but the life count is all over. Temp, though, tagged up, it gets brought down. And there we go, 2v3. aBeZy makes it a 1v3. Last player left alive is going to be Scraps. What's he got in him? He has to make his way forward, sell on an impossible kill to get. And they're going to slowly but surely get the capture. aBeZy will find the last one, and it comes down to the final man from PaulEhx to try to hold it down. And Atlanta FaZe, not without a pound of flesh, I will say. PaulEhx took him to the edge there, but again, FaZe, the setup, money window, you name it, Chance. They had every possible angle covered. It was hard one to lose for them. They will get the round.
And, you know, this is obviously much easier said than done, but PaulEhx put themselves in a pretty good spot. A couple times you get pushed up in a bedroom, and I think one of the times when they had a nice defensive setup, they ended up just dropping like all 4 down, no trades coming through. And even towards the end, they just needed to slow the pace down, play the lives game. There was no progression on the point. I think you could stop the clock, take your time, go on for some flanks, but I don't know, they were full speed ahead and it admittedly got pretty close. But back to the opening breaks we go, and back to the perfection is FaZe. Scraps the only player on the team able to get a kill as FaZe surging forward, get control of Vart, get control of potentially bedroom, as Arcitys going to be thinking about that full flank.
Yeah, they do a great job on that opening break time after time, whether it's on attack or on defense. Cellium so far 11-5. You can see the confidence in his gameplay. Not taking a lot of gunfights with both feet on the floor right now. That's really where Cellium's head's at, in the clouds, and in a very, very good way indeed. Again, gun skill through the roof right now. Cellium, the confidence is blistering. You cannot do wrong right now if you're Atlanta FaZe. However, over towards the B zone we go, and it was going to be Zaptius trying to back up Scraps as Arcitys from that further back position over by cutout cleans these players up one at a time. And again, let's see what FaZe have got now on the defensive hold. aBeZy by stairs there. Let's see what he's got. Flip sides pass, there's the first. aBeZy can't quite get the second, but the trades are on point. Once again, Cellium, 6 in a row. Looking for streaks again, chance. 35 seconds on the clock. Paris, a lot of work still ahead of them.
And it just falls in his lap. There's the artillery. Good news is the trade does come through, but even still, I mean, they've just been fighting for any sort of opening. This is where Simp is at his best. His teammates fall, just needs to slow the pace down. But hey, Temp ends up making the read. The patience pays off as the attack for Paris now trying to force it through the front over towards B. Couple AR gunfights going to be coming through, and keep in mind, 17 seconds left on the clock. Well, there's going to be a problem. You lose these gunfights, that time is going to start ticking down, or maybe scraps. The lone man keeping it paused. Massive life advantage, though, right now for FaZe. Paris, certainly, at this point on offense, fighting the uphill battle.
11 to 18, make it 10 to 18 as Arcitys' hot tub stream finishes there. Incredible work out of him. Still, we are seeing the second segment close out there over by A. Paris with a solid setup here over here. Scrap's going to be the only player on the capture, so it will take a while, but the rest of the squad roaming the map. Sadly, they come across Simp, finds himself another kill. 2 in a row right now for him. As A does get captured, we add a minute to the game clock. With the 8 lives remaining for Paris Legion, it's about to be 7. And there it is. They've still got to get their way over towards B.
I mean, Simp is literally just running laps around their base, going for spawn kills. Finally, Temp takes him down. That was like 3 lives in a row where he gets dropped, and well, that'll be a nice little 3 down. Paris are at least able to get kitchen control, but they're going to need to win one more wave of gunfights. Keep in mind what I said about last round, right? If you're on defense, just slowing that pace down, well, FaZe have pumped the brakes. Arcitys big chillin' over top bedroom. You got the SMG Tiny Terror duo that have not taken a gunfight. They have slowed the pace down tremendously. And even the flank developing, coming through. You see Arcitys just baiting for his teammate. Cellium walks through. He finds the first, and Aqua getting hunted down. That was perfectly played by FaZe. You could not have done that any better.
Yep, and Cellium looking to find another. 17 overall. Zaptius now the last player left alive, and it will go to Cellium. Another decisive and disgusting round from Atlanta FaZe. Extreme confidence. The feeling that nothing can go wrong, that everything works out for them, and the gun skill to bail them out just in case the right decisions aren't there. It is a simple masterclass out of Atlanta right now.
And I just couldn't imagine what it'd be like just looking at the best play where you're watching Cellium pick up double kills like that. But even just to touch on like the defensive hold just moments ago from FaZe, they're just always like hyper cognizant of whatever situation they're being dealt with. If they need to hit the go button and fly, they can do that. And it's just whoever's making these calls on the team, or if they're just always on the same page, just hyper aware. I mean, they're not the most dominant team in the game just because of their gun skill. They make the smart plays as well, and well, there's the delay coming out to the B zone. And look at Straps. There's a moment. Yeah, he was thinking about trying to push up and get to pull steps, and as soon as he makes his move, it is 3 guns just forcing him down. FaZe, they certainly know their timings.
Cellium, the Leviathan, making his way through pool there, and a dangerous one at that as the kills keep going. That's 19 now, 4 in a row. Here comes the capture. There's going to be the 5th in a row. Still has artillery to play with. He's looking to get himself that cruise missile. Finally, over towards B, there we go. Arcitys being the man to get the capture, and this could be it. Opening gambit towards A has already been taken care of. Still, the members of FaZe now swarming over the B zone. Cellium with the money window control. Shots are in. There's 6 and 7, and here comes 8, but Aqua finally puts him down. My word. Over to A we go, though. Chance an immediate 2-man hit. They're going to get progress there. The first segment gone. The second segment on its way. Arcitys with artillery as well. And it is a non-stop assault. The barrage continues. Atlanta FaZe not giving Paris a single piece of opening to work with. They are simply drowning them out. And this is a masterclass once again. FaZe, if you weren't afraid before, you should be now.
And I mean, it's just the team of HP Lovescraft's dream. Like, he couldn't even think of a monster that is like this, just dominant through and through. But hey, maybe with 2 minutes on the clock, this is what FaZe has to work with. You have pushed up well past bedroom and trying to keep these players at bay. Zafty is doing what he can, and he does have a little bit of support and a couple kills going their way in a nice little 2 down there, as they're going to be set up looking for some of the spawn traps. But Simp, though, the Terminator, he's just trying to process the situation. Maybe try to get a couple off kills or maybe decide when he wants to flank, but right now his teammates are just trapped in their base, and PaulEhx Legion do a nice job of finding Simp, and they should have the information out. Everyone is stuck in their spawn on the side of Atlanta.
This is good, though, again, for PaulEhx Legion. First time we've seen them with a life lead here, albeit one. And it may come to a close soon, but again, Temp, 5 kills in a row now. He's trying to get this party started. aBeZy from that top window, checking the corners, and the shots are there, and aBeZy is just an incredibly difficult player to kill. Still, the remaining segment. Here comes the artillery barrage from Arcitys, trying to catch those players in spawn, trying to clean up kitchen. Here comes the ordnance. He managed to net 2 with it. Aqua and Temp are down. Here comes the push from the front from Cellium. The final segment at B. It is looking shaky at best. Artillery now at play as well. This could be the last legs of Paris cut out from underneath them, with Atlanta FaZe with a terrifying display in that series. No mercy, no prisoners, no problem. Atlanta FaZe 3-0.
I mean, true professionals coming out and taking care of business, playing mistake-free Call of Duty as much as you could possibly ask for them. I mean, I almost don't even get it from a certain point, right? Like, if any team in the game in this moment could be relaxed about, like, any series they have, it would be FaZe. They've locked up the 1 seed, but they have no care in the world about that. They have one job and one job only, and it is to collect W's. Their 14th sweep of the season. I mean, they have more 3-0s than, what, half the teams in the league have wins total. FaZe just completely on another level. I mean, obviously the team to beat, well, not even Smiles. After the Miami, I guess they were just bored part of the way through the control, but took care of business, got the job done, and just continually solidify their spot at the top of the league.
The true top of the league. Again, indomitable Titans. We've seen players take, we've seen teams take them the distance, but right now the confidence is there, man. FaZe just simply too strong. The stats on your screen there, and I do have confirmation the entire series took 42 minutes, which I believe is a record now in the CDL for the fastest series we've had so far. 42 minutes, think about it. 45 minutes.
And that's with Miami in the mix too. Like,
that's with a slow Miami as well. And you got to think, man, 45 minutes. That's the first half of the Euros tomorrow. And another reminder, friends, for the third and final time possibly today, it's coming home. But there we go. What an incredible day of games it really has been, friends. Unbelievable. I hope you've enjoyed the show as much as we have. But my God, FaZe. Woo. Let's have a quick look at the scuff play of the game there for Atlanta FaZe. It's going to be the end of round 2 chance. I mean, you could have picked almost any moment there, but this is going to be the end of round 2. Incredibly decisive defensive plays here from FaZe. The kills were absurd. Absolutely absurd.
I mean, the kills were absurd, but again, just the awareness to, like, slow the pace down, right? You have everything you want. You know they're not on point. The ticks aren't coming through. And if Arcitys hang out in the bedroom, Arcitys bought Cellium so much time to go on this full flank to look through the kills, and aBeZy and Simp, the SMG duo on the flip side of the map, were nice and patient. There's no pressure on them to go and look for the kills. They let the kills come to them, and it's just the perfect defensive hold, man. Again, just completely aware of any situation you could put them in. The smartest team in the game, arguably, on top of being, you know, the highest skill cap. Completely ridiculous. The team to beat, and everyone else in the league just has to watch performances like that and just try to figure it out, try to crack that code, because admittedly, what I'm excited for, especially that Subliners battle towards the end, because Subliners, if any team you could argue has had FaZe's number, I think they're actually the only team with a winning record against FaZe, so maybe that's the team that has the answer, but we gotta wait till the 25th to find out.
And we will wait. Set your calendars again, friends. LA Thieves coming up next. Chicago OpTic on the 18th, 25th. New York Subliners. Now a look at Paris and their road to the major. Again, it is not over for them yet. They've managed to lose now to both OpTic and FaZe 3-0. They have the LA Thieves next. Subliners following that, and they will finish out the stage on the 25th, playing against the London Royal Ravens. All this in the road to the major. Major number 5, once again, on land in Dallas. Tickets are still available, I believe. And oh, what do you know, friends? We've got a promo for it as well. If you haven't got your tickets already, dive over to that link. I won't read it out because you know what it's like. bit.ly Major 5 tickets, Major V tickets. Oh, we can't wait, friends. Well, what a series that was, mates. We're going to go to a quick commercial break now, and upon our return, it'll be Lottie talking to Arcitys for our Game Fuel Victory Spotlight, and he knows it better than anyone. It's coming home, baby. We will see after the break, though, friends. Don't go too far. Oh, Arcitys, what are you doing? What are you doing? Roll break. Get us out of here. Get us out of here.
of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew Game Fuel. Pre-order the new Courageous Sherbet flavor now on GameFuel.com while supplies last. Tournament audio and team listen-ins are powered by Astro Gaming, the official headset and mix amp of the Call of Duty League.
Hello everyone and welcome to your Game Fuel Victory Spotlight. Joining me, I have the wonderful Arcitys from Atlanta, FaZe. Man, happy belated birthday for yesterday, dude. I hope you had an incredible day. What did you do to celebrate, and what was the best gift you received?
The best gift? I don't know. I think I don't know. I'm not about gifts, but just being here, we got a scrim yesterday. Had to do a commercial for you guys, so that's the best gift.
I tell you what, you're the best gift, Arcitys. You're the gift that keeps on giving, and especially with these dubs coming through. Incredible start to stage 5, my dude. I got to ask you, obviously, you're one half of a twin set. So what did you get for Preston? Did you get him anything for his birthday?
Nah, the way his teams have played, he doesn't deserve it good. Nah, I'm just trolling. They were looking good, but we haven't really been to each other, talked to each other in person, so we haven't really even talked about that.
I got you. You're gonna celebrate when you get to see each other in person. I feel you. Now, you told us last time we saw you for an interview, obviously winning Major 4. No big deal or anything. But what you were gonna do with your winner's bonus was you were gonna invest it into some stocks. Have you done that? Did you follow through? What have you been doing?
No. I cannot give you intel with that. I don't know. I invested in the MC's gimmick, so that's all I can invest into.
I like it. Putting it back.
There's no stocks going on.
I appreciate that. That. Now, we will see you obviously for the Røkkr home series next. You guys have just been going from strength to strength here, and it's actually difficult for me, Arcitys. I've got a bone to pick with you to actually get some questions on the board here, because I've asked you everything under the sun. But really, how are you guys feeling at this point in the stage? You guys are absolutely unbelievable at the moment. Are you going to get better at all anytime soon?
I mean, last time we played Miami, I'm pretty sure we got 6-0, so we just 6-0'd someone. So I feel like the maps we've been struggling on, we've played in the last 2 series, have been looking good. We're just getting a little ahead of ourselves. We had a 100-point lead in the first hard point against these guys, and we kind of let it slip out. So we just got to make sure we stay on top of our games.
Absolutely. Well, look, you're extending your map pool. There's some little niggles in there, but you're going to be able to get them through by the time we get to champs. You guys are looking on fire. Thank you so much for your time, man, and best of luck. Not that you need it, but heading on to stage 5. But there we have it. We've spoken to Arcitys. He is feeling pretty damn confident about his team right now. They have a couple things to work out, but I tell you what, they're looking pretty damn good. Definitely the favourite heading into champs, that is for sure. Well, don't worry, the action doesn't end there. We have another game coming your way. Next up, we've got Surge versus Mutineers. So much more to left.
Hello, welcome back to Call of Duty League Stage 5 matches. We get a beautiful skyline shot of New York City. And before we even get into checking out our teams, we're going to take a look at the Astro social soundboard because the Mutineers were getting busy before the matches even began. Joe, they're a little surprised they're starting already as that first match lasted approximately 40 minutes.
Yeah, it wasn't too long, was it? Obviously, Atlanta FaZe, they are locked in. I think for them, you know, the year has gone well, but the big focus is on the big prize for the end of the year. So they are focused on one objective and one objective only.
Yeah, no, 100%. But let's start to talk a little bit about the teams we have in play now. We're going to have Mutineers going up against Surge. And, you know, Mutineers holding on to that 8th place spot, looking forward to the championship at the end of the year. Surge, you know, not really going to be that focused there. They're far out of the hunt, but this is a team, you saw some tweets, you know, after the most recent major that they felt had they been on land, they'd be in that top 8. Do you feel there's a little something extra here to maybe send a message to that team in the 8th spot?
Well, I mean, I would hope so, right? Like, these guys are professionals, right? You have another chance at maybe winning a major, getting into that winner's bracket and going on another run. But I would think that they want to make a message that, like, we've gotten better throughout this year. But the fact is they started off very, very slow. So you can only do what you can from here on out.
100%. But let's get into it and start to meet our squads. We're going to kick it off with checking out Seattle Surge. Fire coming in, but can Prestinni win this too? No. He does. That's 3 straight. Dashy versus Octane, and it's Sam who's able to come away with it.
On a classic. Trying to line him up. Trying to line him up. They're gonna find him.
Looking to find a few more, but Gunless absolutely rips his way through the 3 of them.
249, 249, Seattle won! Seattle Surge, they've had some changes throughout the year. They bring in classic last stage, and Joe, it's one of those situations where, like, they've seen improvements somewhere but fell off elsewhere.
Yeah, you know, that Respawns, they were competing with some of the best teams in the league, but their search really fell off. I think in stage 4 it was like 2-9, which is just simply not going to be good enough in this league today. But that meant on your screen, Octane, he had a heck of a performance throughout that 4th major. But he put up like a 1.3 something. The guy was going off. But for these guys, again, it's you know, what improvements can we make? Can we make a run at this next major coming up?
Absolutely, because, yeah, I know the focus this late in the year, we're starting to think about the championship at the end of all of this. But, yes, there is still a major with a ton of money on the line. This is a team that, if they see some improvements here, maybe the search gets a little bit better with Classic, then who knows? Maybe they can make a run into the top 3, which I think a lot of Surge fans would like to see something, as it's been a tough year. But I guess my question to you, Joe, is kind of, Classic has never been known for a search and destroy. He's been competing a long time. Whatever team he has been on, I feel like has struggled in that mode. I don't have stats for every year in front of me, but that's kind of been a running thing. At this point in your career, how do you get better?
I don't want to go into how much like he's practiced and hasn't practiced. I really don't know, but you would think that after years and years of kind of knowing that that was a weakness, you would really focus on it. Maybe he has, and it's just something with the role he plays, and I don't know, maybe it's just difficult for him. I don't really know. But it would have to be on the effort part of playing a lot of it, I would hope. But I'm just not sure if he is.
Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see if they can find improvements there, because that was the big weakness in the last stage. But on the other side of the matchup, let's take a look at the next squad up. It is going to be Florida Mutineers.
Situation and a nice 3-piece coming in from Big Wake.
Neptune is playing this, trying to bait him out, but aBeZy gets into a nice aBeZy finally a reposition, but aBeZy
just a little bit too much, but Neptune.
He's still got the wall raging for P2 that Neptune is winning single-handedly. Great work. Again, looking at that mini-map, we know where they're coming from. These players do all round. But these boys have to get through skies.
You have to get through skies! Is this?
Joe, I think we've been excited for this team for a long time. Like, it feels like the pieces are now there. They've been trying to figure it out all year. It just feels like they've just been this step away from being a contender. But now, I mean, it's go time if it ever has been. We're into the final stage with tons of money around the corner. They got to make it click now.
Well, I think the bright spot throughout Stage 4 was the fact that they started off 3-1. They had the big Game 5 win over Toronto Ultra, and everyone was just kind of like looking around like, all right, this is it. Neptune is played incredibly well. Yeah, as you said, with Awakening and Skies, it was a big focus on the sub duo. When was Neptune really going to turn into star? And he has. But they lost the last series of Stage 4 against Dallas that put them in the losers bracket, at the elimination bracket at Major 4. And that's just a tough spot to be in right away. And you know, and then they lose a Game 5 to get knocked out of the tournament. So it's like if they start in winners, maybe there's some momentum that can be gained. But they had a great start. They were looking good.
Let's get right into our game fuel keys to victory. We're going to start off with Florida Mutineers. Joe, take it through it.
Well, I mean, Neptune needs to continue where he left off. Major 40 to 1.36. And I mean, he was just doing ridiculous things on the stage, right? I mean, he was really showing his star power. Skies needs to find consistency in respawns. You can see it here. Stage 4, 1.3 in both of them, right? Then you look at the Major, falls off a little bit in the hard point, but big time in the control, and then mimic that Stage 4. Come out to a strong start, put yourself in a position where you can start in that winners round 1, maybe in a winners round 2, so that you can gain some momentum and, you know, maybe take down some of the best.
Yeah, it's tough because, like, that, you know, they play 2 series, right? So that control's based off 2 series, but that dip is just huge, and that's a massive drop off. And I think he's a guy that's going to need to be more consistent for him in that capacity in respawns. But I want to see this team come out hot. I mean, that lost Empire at the end of Stage 4, I guess, doesn't look as bad now, considering like the Empire run that they made, right, and the improvements that team has seen. But can you get off to a nice start like you did in Stage 4? It's do or die time, I feel, for this Mutineer squad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a horrible loss, as you said, but it's one of those losses where they look back. If that's different, they may have a different Major there.
Oh, 100%. Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with you there. But let's talk about our game fuel keys to victory now on the other side of this, as we'll look through things for Seattle Surge, Joe.
I mean, SNE just has to improve. 2-9 throughout Stage 4. That has to get better. The good thing, though, when they added Classic, what turned around was the control. Keep that momentum in the Game 3. They won 5 in a row. From April 9th to June 5th, they lost 10. So they figured it out with their roster. They got better in that game mode. But as you can see, you add Classic to the roster, and one side gets better, the other side does not. In the last 7 or 11 matches on Seattle, a .59 S&D KD. It's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it in this league today. He's got to step up and get better in this mode.
Yeah, what's really stood out this year, when you think about the top teams that made runs, whether it is, you know, FaZe all year or Empire more recently or Ultra throughout the year, like, they're pretty good in all game modes. Like, there's not a glaring weakness, and that is what Surge have been unable to eliminate. There's been something that has just been bane of their existence across the modes. We'll see if they can find some semblance of consistency across the 3, but let's check out our maps and modes for this best of 5 as we get ready to rock and roll. Anything mind-blowing for you popping up?
No, honestly, it's a pretty back-and-forth series just due to map picks. Apocalypse, very strong for Seattle, pretty weak for Mutineers. Then you have the Mutineers S&D pick. It's a good one for them. It's a weak one. I guess at that map number 3, Checkmate Control, the Mutineers have 13 reps, 8-5, where Seattle Surge are 3-3, but that's where they've been picking up some of those wins. In the back half of this series, it does look pretty good for Mutineers. They don't play a lot of Raid Search and Destroy, though. That is where Seattle Surge 3-7, and the Mutineers 0-1. So they don't play a lot of it, but maybe it's one of those maps where they need to put in their map set.
100%, and well, Surge just obviously haven't been in very good form in Search in general, so that might bode well for Mutineers. Yeah. But I believe it's just a minor tech issue getting everybody in and locked and loaded. We're getting ready to kick it off. The best of 5 between Mutineers and Surge, but we have a minor delay. We'll start as quickly as we can for now. We're headed to a quick break.
This is your Scuff Team of the Week, a super team built with 4 of the top performers at the most recent event. 3 players were selected by the league and 1 was selected by fan vote. Stick around to the end to find out who made the team. First up, it's Crimsix of the Dallas Empire. This COD OG has won nearly 40 major tournaments over the past decade, and based on how he played across the Stage 4 major, he's not done stacking chips just yet. Although the Dallas Empire ultimately finished second to the Atlanta FaZe, the amount of improvement the team has shown with their new roster has been incredible. When the spotlight first hit Crimsix nearly 10 years ago, he was feared for his ability to brute force his way through teams with his raw slaying power. Fast forward to the present, Crimsix's value comes in his ability to play a consistent AR role for his teammates. It's not really his job to get mixy for the team, but what makes the Crimbot so deadly is the fact that he's still got the gun skill to keep up with the new generation of SMGs should the situation demand it. Next up, it's Shotzzy. This kid is the reason Crimsix can take it a bit easier on the map nowadays. Watching Shotzzy across the Stage 4 major was a beautiful thing to witness. Shotzzy moves around the map with such speed and fluidity that you'd swear you're watching the broadcast at 2 times speed. His unparalleled movement is the key to his ability to play his life in chaotic situations and find those little pockets in gunfights to reset and reposition. There were so many moments across the tournament where Shotzzy single-handedly swung the momentum of the map off a single play to keep Dallas alive through their losers bracket run. There aren't many players with the raw mechanical skill of Shotzzy, so when you combine that with his incredible instinct for the game, it's scary to imagine just how much room he still has to grow. Third, it's aBeZy of the Atlanta FaZe. It's been a pretty standard week for aBeZy. This guy makes the Scuff Team of the Week and wins tournaments so often that anything less than pure excellence from him is almost an anomaly. We're always praising aBeZy for how fast he plays or how much impact he brings in the SMDs, and this week is going to be no exception. There were so many times across the Stage 4 major where we watched aBeZy just throw himself at the enemy team, rip through 3 or 4 of them, and push through the map to do it all over again as soon as his opponents respawn. aBeZy was lighting it up all tournament, but we've really got to highlight his finals performance where he dropped a 1.24 KD across 9 of the most brutal maps we have seen so far in the Call of Duty League. And finally, selected by fan vote, it's Cellium of the Atlanta FaZe. Whether you love him or hate him for how he plays, it's hard to argue with his results. Cellium's talents can be easy to overlook when his teammates are shredding everyone on the front lines, but as soon as a couple of his teammates go down, that's when we really see Cellium shine. Cellium's pacing has to be somewhere in between that of his SMGs, Simp and aBeZy, and his main AR Arcitys, and it's a tough job to have to be ready to fill in any of the gaps that might pop up in your team setup, but Cellium truly makes that flex role look easy. His win with the Atlanta FaZe marks the team's 2nd major win in a row and their 3rd major dub of the year. With only 1 more major left before playoffs, we can't help but wonder, can Cellium and the Atlanta FaZe go back to back to back? That's your Scuff Team of the Week for the Stage 4 major.
Hello and welcome back. Apologies for the brief delay, but all 8 players locked and loaded, ready to get into our map 1, which is going to be Hardpoint on Apocalypse. As Mutineers and Surge get ready to do battle. Joe, I'm just happy to be casting with you again. That little break was nice, but I missed it. I did.
I did too. Yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe that it's already Stage 5. It just feels like once we get going, it just goes so quick, but
every year, it's the same thing. It's like, oh my god, this is a long year. And next thing you know, we're at the tail end of it.
Yeah, ramping up for champs already, which is crazy. But we got 1 more stage, 1 more major to go. And again, for the Mutineers, I just think it's... You have your roster now. You've had a stage where you can fix some mistakes. Now just put yourself in a good position, a chance to win.
Yeah, as much as, I'm excited to see the respawns between these teams. I think a Search is what I'm looking forward to the most, because even though, we talked about Surge's struggles in Search, but we've talked a lot about Mutineers too, and really kind of defensively where they've struggled. I'm looking forward to those battles, but let's focus on the rip of this opening hardpoint. It's Surge that'll be trying to battle for the flip, and while Prestinni's aggression early is going to get it done quickly, that is textbook perfection there from Surge.
I mean, it's just a one-on-one gunfight. He's able to win on that player over towards that 2nd hill. And you always expect a player in this position. It is a powerful position, but they look away in 1 second. You know, there was pressure across the map. Classic also one-on-one. But on the rebound, the Mutineers, they find a couple of kills. Gunless gets caught by Havoc.
Okay.
They're able to find the time. So what looked like a very nice start for Seattle Surge, they get the spawn flip. The Mutineers, they get the time. They relax. They still had, what, 30, 40 seconds on the first hill. They did not hit the panic button. They're able to rebound.
Yeah, they rebound beautifully. Neither team is going to get a ton of time here, but yeah, Surge gets step one done. They never actually are able to get to the point. Just good patience from Mutineers. So now focus on our second hard point. It's Havoc looking to get a roll, and he's on 4 in a row. Nice 5-1 start for him. And yeah, you kind of touched on early in the broadcast, but yeah, what they were really looking to figure out was that sub duo. Who was it going to be? What was the dynamic going to be? And it feels like they've got something nice here with Havoc and Neptune.
Oh, 100%. I think that Havoc can still have some games in respawns against the top teams where, honestly, he's just going to have to be better in the slaying category to compete with the best. But what we've seen from Neptune and what Havoc does, especially in their search and destroy, has improved this team so much. Is Gunless and Octane able to fly on through, at least contest some of this time. But speaking of Neptune, he's there for the trade. He finds this second onto both Gunless and Octane to get this scrap time, but also give them a lot of map position as Prestinni's down towards that bottom left side, finding some kills off spawn.
And yeah, well, I think you've said, I mean, it's kind of historically with Call of Duty, like it's been kind of fine if one of those sub guys like that 0.9 player, right? It's sort of that, I don't know, number you've mentioned from time to time. And for the most part, it is. But when you're going against Simp and aBeZy, that's not always the case. So we'll see if, yeah, maybe he can find some improvement over the course of this stage. The time continues to rack up for Mutineers as they're in. Awakening looking for the angle, but it's going to be a 2-man hit for the front 4 Surge. Neptune trying to be the equalizer. Will his double be enough? Prestinni answers back with one of his own, but the last man in will be Skies, and it's just double back and forth from the squads. A flurry of multi-kills there in the action.
Yeah, look at Awakening right off a spawn going for a pinch, but is this going to hurt his team? Havoc's just trying to stay alive. I thought maybe he was going to try and, I don't know, maybe like sometimes you overstep, the spawn opens up on the opposite side of the map, but he plays it patiently. Havoc, he waits for that pinch, and with that pinch, they're able to find the kills over towards this third hill. You can already see Neptune, he's rotated over to number 4 with Skies, and Seattle Surge behind those two. They're going to try and flood on through. There is the flip with those 2 kills. So a good job, and now can they get this map pressure? Can they get them off this hill?
Remember, this is Seattle Surge's map pick, so they're really looking for a W. Down 40 right now. Let's see if they can get it rolling behind those 3 kills. We'll go to a Seattle Surge. Astro listening.
There's our goop. Pink coop, wait.
I'm here with you.
Another one can be front, one can be front.
Yo, back coop. Front dead.
One's sitting back out.
One still
Back out. Let's go back out. Yeah.
Hit once.
Hey, challenge. He's out. L1. All dead. I've useless.
Looking useless.
Useless weak. I'm standing up from him.
I'll go for it.
I was not peeking. 14 seconds here, guys.
Nice, I'm working a mid here.
Gonna push through. We're gonna be tough.
One top behind. I'm winning useless.
Yeah, I have an AR. I'm trying to play. Let's see the gun hut. Peeking. He could be back tree and peeking it right now.
Top in the corner. Alright, Joe's top.
Come on ammo truck. On the truck.
He's in the middle.
Guys, he's one shot. One is push up B3 here. One is push up. Literally, if we're spawning out like this.
There we go. I'll see him low.
We kill this guy, we could go back around.
Coop.
I can help you.
Top TV. One got me winner. Top drop down. There you go. One in coop as well.
Yeah. He ran away.
One is in coop right now. You can try to hit to the right
top
if you want.
He's like in useless RL.
He's L.
Top ammo.
Havoc, one shot.
One's in court as well.
He's out. Good one.
Two.
Right in the pass. Guys down. You can go.
Push out slope.
Two maps. I got one.
I got
Come on.
One shot. One super weak in there.
One's back. He's right back temple. Hey, I'm slope right now. They double chase. One's in P3 barrels.
He's not peeking. He's dead. What the fuck?
One shot. Throwing trophy on you.
He's not peeking me top. I'm jumping up.
I'm looking low.
On time, wake. One shot.
Let's see the guy low.
Dead.
Well, they're down 40 going into it. Basically a tie game now, 101-103 on the scoreboard. And, well, Prestinni, I mean, really from the opening gunfight, right up mid-map, took his one-on-one. He has not slowed down, leading the lobby at 18-12.
Yeah, having a great game here, but I just love listening to Seattle's listening sometimes because Gunless is just like, okay, if we're spawning here, there's somebody here. All right, we got that guy, now we can do this. And It's just such like a straightforward voice. Like there's no emotion in it. He's just giving the call outs the way they need to be, telling his teammates what needs to happen. They're able to find the last half of that P5. But when that happens, the spawns flip for Mutineers, and they're taking advantage of it. They find the next 30 seconds on this first hill. They have the spawns for next.
We might just want to stay and listen in. It seemed to work really well for Surge, but let's see if they can surge on forward. They got the presence. They spawned 2 out. A chance here to make a play. Can they get there before the reinforcements come in? Prestinni might be able to slow them down from mid-map, but we're focusing on the back hit through ruins. Here we go. The entry's coming through. They'll have a 2-on-1 on the point. Neptune trying to stand tall. Still got one more to deal with. Octane will get the better of him, but based on the spawns a little bit closer here for Mutineers, the reinforcements should get there first, and we'll see if they can stabilize.
Yeah, they're able to find it. I mean, at least you make this a little bit messy. I think Havoc, he goes on a long route through the middle of the map. They set up that pinch. Skies, he's able to find that 3x multi-kill to deal with the rest of the pressure from Seattle Surge. But yeah, you had a forward position. You got a couple of people out onto this second hill, but Surge, they don't find the kills, as you said, just a lot quicker with the reinforcements. As again, with 20 seconds left, you see the spawns flip. Mutineers, they got out of dodge, they got out of there, and they do it at the right time to set themselves up for the next couple of hills.
Well, Awakening's going to be the point man on one side as he's trying to cut him off. Prestinni, some damage in, but not able to do a whole lot with it. I believe Awakening actually won his one-on-one, and now he's still there in that cutoff capacity to keep them away from the point. Finally, he will drop. You're over the 150 point mark. If you're Mutineers, you got to stack up around the point. The next guy to get aggressive will be Neptune. He's able to take down 2, and whether it was him or Awakening, they keep staggering this push. Neptune now gets a 3rd. He's on 4 in a row. You've never been able to get like the brunt of the squad if you're Surge towards the hard point.
Yeah, well, Classic, he's able to get behind that hill. He's able to get behind 2, and that sets up the pinch that they need. But Mutineers, they still have spawns. They're going to try and slow things down. You see the way 6 and 8 are playing it all the way towards the top side of your mini-map. Really making sure they keep control, but there's going to be some split spawns that come in. Very similar scenario to what we had on our first rotation around this hill. A Surge, we find again, split the time. We almost have a tie game. Neptune, Skies trying to just hang on, and with those reinforcements, just naturally develops a pinch. Just Havoc, Awakening, able to find a couple of kills. You can see Octane all the way in the back, just trying to hold on and do what he can, but just too many Mutineers members.
Yeah, he took the real long route. He was just hugging outskirts the whole way around, but yeah, I think he got 1 to try and open it up, but that's all he was really able to do. Now no body in the point, but the close spawn in for Mutineers. They'll be able to flood on forward. Havoc's got bodies on either side of it, as he'll be in trouble. Your Surge still in striking distance, just down around 20.
I'll say that was a bit of a weird scenario, because with Octane's position, I think Mutineers are thinking that they have the close spawn. But they actually all spawned out back towards back temple, and now you have this pinch developing for Seattle Surge. The timing worked out. Nobody from Mutineers really turned around. Why? Because they're like, all right, they're just trying to hold on to spawns for P5. They're not going to push this again. But then a couple of spawns come in. That pinch happens, and Seattle Surge now in a really good position to deal with this push. It's Prestinni all the way out towards TV. Does get cut down. Mutineers now are on the hill. You have Classic up top with Octane behind him.
It just feels like if these pension breaks came in like 10 to 15 seconds earlier, I mean, Surge would have a pretty significant lead. They've just been coming in pretty deep in the hard points, but at least here it sets them up for next. Very well, but that is falling apart. Gunless is going to be the lone man. He's got 2 players to deal with. Skies will fall. Havoc will fall. Gunless on a one-man mission now, just 1 more below him, but he wants to take that fight as well. It's Neptune. He's got bottom. He's got some help here. They clear it out. And Surge remains strong. Down 25.
Oh,
They
yeah,
can
until
run
that
until
happens.
Skies kills everybody. 4 in a row. Positive 10. Yeah, that flipped the script.
Yeah, it was a couple individual plays. On one end, it was Gunless, and that's going to be the one-on-one as he comes off spawn and wins it to find at least, 10 seconds. But Gunless, I mean, nobody played safety for Seattle Surge. So you had Awakening goes on a long round, gets his team the spawns, but Surge just fought from the hill. Gunless made the play, bought them time. And then it was Skies who just cleaned up the entire team. And now you have the same scenario we saw in that second rotation where They go for that push, they get the spawns, and well, Mutineers, they just spawn all the way out across the map to set themselves up for P1.
I mean, they've got P1 control. They've got the setup for P2. This is Mutineers' game to lose. They're in position to close it out. Surge are going to have to do something wild. It's going to have to happen here. This spawn up, this break needs to be perfect. They've got to get in. They've got to get the flip if they've got a chance of winning this. Now just 5 seconds to go for Mutineers. Here comes the push. And they're not even going to be able to touch it. Mutineers get it done. They take the map 1. It was Surge's pick, and, well, that gives them the favor in this series in a big way.
No, 100%. I mean, this is where Seattle Surge have looked so good. I mean, 6-3, 1-2 for the Mutineers on this map. But there was that 4x by Skies to get everybody out of that hill. Well, the Mutineers able to go up 1-0 in this series, and it was a great performance by Skies. Who was it? Skies and Neptune really leading the way kill-wise for them. And it's what we wanted to see. Again, throughout stage 4, he was ridiculous, leading the way like a 1.3 in those respawns. But at the major, slowed down a bit, but you can tell the impact that he has. I feel like we always talk about X Factor stats. He has some of the highest in the league.
Yeah, I mean, Skies, really the whole team was solid all around, but you gotta love what you're seeing out of the sub duo. I mean, I know Havoc's even, but look at the damage output, highest on the squad. Neptune ends up +6. You get a nice, really overall performance out of everybody. And that's what they need. They got the pieces. Can they all show up at game time when it matters? That's a map 1 win for Mutineers on Surge's map 1 pick. This smiles across the board for them. We'll be back with the Search to Destroy after this quick break.
The Call of Duty League is presented by T-Mobile, now America's largest and fastest 5G network. Set your sights on the competition with T-Mobile, the leader in 5G.
Hello, welcome back. A map 1 victory for Mutineers, but now what I've been excited to see between these two teams will be the search coming up. But before we get there, yeah, Joe, you've touched on it a little bit throughout the course of the broadcast so far, but there were some really impressive statistics out of this Mutineer squad. When you look at the last stage, can you run me through it?
I mean, just look at the top 3, 4, 7, 11. I mean, that is ridiculous. And even with that, they didn't start in the winners bracket. Again, it was a great start for the Mutineers. They started off 3-1, got an upset over Ultra. It was that last match that just really hurt them against the Dallas Empire for that winners bracket start. But now they're in a position where they're trying to get off to that quick start once again here in stage 5.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you're just going to have to, you want to start in winners, and you're in one of these groups, you're probably going to have to beat a couple of top teams. And we look at the results from the last event, what they had Ultra in 3rd, you had Empire who got 2nd. They would have needed to maybe win both of those if they were going to get into the winners bracket. This time around, with a team like Surge, sitting in the bottom 4, you just need to come in, handle business, get off to a good start, and they do that in map 1. But now to talk the Surge a little bit, since Classic has come in, yes, the improvements have happened in control, but the search has been abysmal.